We're covering 10 exclusive tips that will take your Notebook LM research and podcast game to the next level. Here is a quick overview of the product. Notebook LM is an advanced AI research assistant tool that is used by millions of users like researchers, students, professors, content creators, you name it. It basically allows you to bring all your source data meant for researching like websites, blogs, docs, slides, PDFs, YouTube videos. Chat with all of them to summarize, create study guides, FAQs, and create whatever. Your creativity is the limit. It takes the research and learning game one level above by allowing you to create an audio overview, also known as podcast, so you can listen and learn instead of reading. And in fact, you can even interact with the podcast hosts to get your questions answered. Now that quick intro is out of the way, let's start with the first big and bold tip. Bulk create sources in Notebook LM that you have never thought of. If you're on Notebook LM's free tier, you can upload 50 sources per notebook. And with the Plus tier, an amazing 300 sources. But here's the painful part. Imagine adding all of those one at a time through the UI. That would take forever. Instead, I'm going to show you a couple of Chrome extensions that will make this a breeze. First up is NotebookLM Web Importer. If you're new to extensions, don't worry. They're simply additional features that developers and communities create, and you can add to your browser to do more within your browser. You can find Notebook LM related extensions in the Chrome Web Store. I'm showing a couple of examples here, but you can continue looking for new extensions as the community continues to grow in future. Once added, they appear right here in the top right, and you can pin them for easy access. Now let me show you how Notebook LM Web Importer works. Say you're setting up a notebook to research quantum computing and browsing the web. Each time you find a page you want to include, you don't need to copy the URL and switch to Notebook LM anymore. Just open the extension, select your notebook, and add it directly from there. You can see the website got added as a source here without you opening the notebook. Isn't that cool? And yes, it works perfectly for YouTube channels too. You can see that I'm watching a YouTube video that I would like to include into my research. I open the extension, pick the notebook, and click on Add to Notebook. Once added, you can even open the notebook directly from here, and you can see that the YouTube is added as a source. How handy is that? But what if you already have a collection of websites or YouTube videos to import? That's where my other favorite extension comes in. WebSync Full Site Importer for Notebook LM. Once installed, you've got two amazing options. If you have all your links gathered in a text file, just select your notebook, upload the file, and boom. They're all added as sources instantly. You can see here, I just added 50 sources with a single click of a button. And it gets even better for YouTube content. If you're on a playlist and want to add all those videos to your research, the Crawl Playlist and Add to Notebook feature does it automatically. You can either add sources to an existing notebook or create a brand new one right from here. Here I'm in my channel looking at the Notebook LM videos playlist. This is a must-watch if you haven't already. I'm adding all of these videos into a new notebook, and there you go. They all got added in a single shot. Ignore the one video that is showing error. It is a bug that we'll talk about later in the video. This extension also provides ability to crawl all web pages within the page you are in. One quick warning about this crawl functionality though. Use it carefully. It can discover thousands of pages on your website and start crawling all of them. This can be quite slow, or you might hit your maximum sources quickly with unwanted links. I recommend carefully choosing the sources you want to add yourself. Now on to next tip on image processing. Notebook LM is powered by Gemini, which can understand images brilliantly. But there's a huge catch that most users don't realize. Let me show you exactly where Notebook LM struggles with images, and more importantly, the clever workarounds I've discovered to make it work perfectly. Trust me, this will save you hours of frustration. There is a difference in how Notebook LM handles images differently in PDFs versus Google Slides. I believe it comes down to how the optical character recognition, or OCR, works on them. Here's a real example. I have a PDF file about plastic pollution. Towards the end, there are two important images showing charts of top polluting companies and countries. When I add this as a source, watch carefully. See that? Notebook LM completely ignored those images. When I ask what are the top 3 polluting companies and countries in the world, it says this information doesn't exist in the source. But here's where it gets interesting. I have the exact same information converted to a Google slide. Let me add that as a source instead. I'm still in the same notebook and adding the slides from my Google Drive. Once added, you can see that it has got all the images in the source. But at this point, it doesn't mean anything. Let's ask the same question of what are top 3 polluting companies and countries in the world and see what happens. As you can see, we have two sources here, one from the PDF file and another one we added from slides. I'm only selecting the slides as source and unselecting PDF. Boom! It perfectly understands the image, the chart, the logos, and even attributes the response back to the right slide. At the same time, if you have a standard PDF document without images, it works perfectly fine. Here's another example with USA population data. We have a chart captured in native PDF format, not as an image. In the death rate chart, you can see information captured as a mix of text and chart. Note that there's an annotation here showing Spanish flu. When I ask when did the Spanish flu occur, using the PDF source, it finds the information instantly, and the same behavior if we select the Google Slides source with the same charts stored as images. So no difference here, and Google Slides consistently gets better image processing. So what's the lesson here? If you're using PDFs with native format to store charts and tables, etc., you are good. But with lots of images containing critical information for your research in your PDFs, you might need to convert them to slides. And here's a bonus tip. If you need any kind of PDF conversions, check out the I Love PDF website. It's completely free to use. On to next tip, get rid of those language barriers. Did you know you can upload your sources in any language that Google currently supports? NotebookLM can understand all of those languages and answer your questions in any language you choose. Here's how it works. I have uploaded 5 facts about the USA in Spanish. First thing you'll notice, even though it was in Spanish, it's now summarized in English because that's the language we're using with NotebookLM at the moment. You can mix up sources in different languages. This is what happens in the end. Here's my first tip. Want to change NotebookLM's language? Simply add this to your NotebookLM website URL. EN-US is the language code, and you can find all language codes with a quick search from this website. I'll put it in the description below. Want to switch to Mexican Spanish? Just change it to ES-MX. Everything's now in Spanish. You can still interact with your English keyboard, but all responses will be in Spanish. And yes, you can type in Spanish and get Spanish responses too. But here's the really exciting part. Language is not a barrier at all. Your sources can be in Spanish and English, and you could be asking your questions in Hindi. Let me show you. I'm asking for one fact about the USA in Hindi, and it can respond in either English or your selected language. And for the grand finale, what if you want some of your responses in different languages, or want to create your summary, essay, or content in multiple languages? It's incredibly simple. Just ask for it. Watch this. I'm asking for these 5 USA facts to be summarized in 5 different languages. You can save them in notes, convert to source, share on your blog. The possibilities are endless. To wrap things up with languages, here's the prompt I used to make the hosts do a deep dive in Spanish. Let's listen in.
Bienvenidos. ¿Listos para otra inmersión profunda?
Listos, preparados para descubrir algunas curiosidades sobre Estados Unidos.
Y completamente en español.
Exacto. Aunque puede que nuestra audiencia no entienda español, vamos a desglosar estas curiosidades y ver que las
Next on to this annoying little bug. YouTube transcript not available. Have you noticed that sometimes when you try to add a YouTube video as a source, it fails saying there's no transcription available? It's an annoying bug that Google is working to fix. But for now, I've got a simple workaround. Google claims that transcripts are created within 48 to 72 hours, but still this error happens for very old videos. But you can always go to your video, scroll all the way down to find the Show Transcript link, and transcript shows on the right top. If you don't care about timestamps, you can toggle them off and just copy the transcript from here. But here's my pro tip that will make your future research so much easier. Add a line at the top of your pasted text with the link to your YouTube video as the source. This way, NotebookLM knows exactly where this data came from, and you'll have that for future references. As you can see, I'm later asking for a summary of the source and also asking for the name of the source. It's clearly able to call out the name of the YouTube video we added at the top of the text notes. Isn't that cool? Next one is a lifesaver for researchers and students, preserving references in notes. Let's talk about a common frustration with NotebookLM. How many times have you converted chat responses to notes only to lose all your source references? You see, attributing chat responses to exact sources is one of the core principles of NotebookLM. But the moment you save the response, poof, they're gone. Don't worry though, I've got an excellent workaround until Google fixes this. Just add this line to your chat question whenever you want to save a note. Add a reference section with sources in your response. And just like that, you'll have all your corresponding sources listed with their numbers. Sure, you can click the links, but this critical information stays right there in your notes. Hey, I just noticed something interesting. 93% of you watching these NotebookLM tutorials haven't subscribed yet. If you're finding these exclusive tips valuable for your research, please consider subscribing to my AI channel. I'm committed to doing a lot of research and bringing you unique insights like these regularly. Remember when Google had that handy feature where you could select text and ask NotebookLM to explain it? While they've removed it, I've got something just as good for you. Want to understand a specific part better? Simply copy the text from your source, paste it into the chat box, and ask whatever you want. Need an explanation? A critique? NotebookLM's got you covered. In this example, I'm selecting part of the source where too many acronyms were used, and I'm asking NotebookLM to explain them to me. And here's something really cool. It works with your notes too. Not familiar with notes? Think of them as your rough research drafts, right here on the right panel. But wait. What if you want NotebookLM to focus only on specific notes while answering your questions? The solution is brilliant. Just convert those notes to sources, select them exclusively, and ask away. It's like having a focused conversation about exactly what you want to explore. On to the next one, folks. Can you chat with all your notes at once? Absolutely. It's called Convert All Notes to Source. Watch what happens when you use it. All your notes transform into a single source named All Notes with today's date. When you're chatting with this source, you're only using your notes, which is incredibly powerful for focused research. But here's a small gotcha you need to watch out for. If you convert your notes multiple times in one day, NotebookLM keeps using the same name and date. This can get pretty confusing fast. So here's my recommendation. Either rename them right away, or delete the old ones to keep things organized. Next one with some rivalry. Microsoft Files support. Here's something crucial you need to know about Microsoft Files. NotebookLM doesn't support PowerPoint or Word documents directly. When you try to add these as sources from your Google Drive, they won't even show up. But don't worry, I've got an easy solution for you. Simply upload them to your Google Drive, open them with Google Docs or Slides, and save them in Google format. It does the conversion automatically and saves another copy of that file. Then you can use them as sources without any problems. Next tip on how do you sync with your source files changes. Let's talk about something really cool. Syncing your source file changes to NotebookLM. What happens if your files change in Google Drive after you've set up all your sources and completed your initial research? Good news! NotebookLM has a hidden button that appears only for Google Docs and Slides sources. The sync option shows up whenever NotebookLM detects a change since you last used it. Let me demonstrate. In this deck, I have a last slide I added for testing. If I remove that slide to simulate a change, look what happens. NotebookLM immediately picks up that change and is ready to refresh. You can simply click this button to update your NotebookLM sources with the latest information. As you can see, the last slide we just removed from Google Slides is now gone from NotebookLM source as well. But here's another gotcha to watch out for. If you've already done many queries and saved notes from this source, they won't get updated automatically. And that's actually a good thing. You might want to revisit those notes after the update. I just wanted to make sure you're aware of this. Remember, this feature is only available with Google Docs and Slides. For all other sources, you'll need to delete the old source and create a new one or create a new version each time it changes. Last but not least, and most exciting, podcast customizations. Are you tired of those basic two-host podcasts and limited by 3 podcasts generated per day in your free tier? You can get 6 unique voices and 20 more podcasts per day absolutely for free. I have done a dedicated video on how to make NotebookLM and Google Illuminate work together. Please watch the video linked above. Did you know you can make your hosts play Pictionary games
Twist.
or create exciting fact or fiction segments? How about hosting heated debates or even role-playing scenarios? Watch this linked video to take your podcast game to the next level. Now, if you want to get even more fancier with the voices, different languages and tones, then watch my video on how to use 11 Labs along with NotebookLM. Before we move on from podcast tips, here's something that will absolutely blow your mind. You can create a full podcast from just a single image. I just uploaded one image about human emotions without any other clues to this whole source. Listen to the podcast yourself.
All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into something pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
It's something we all experience every single day, but we don't always, stop
Mm.
and think about. And that's emotions.
Absolutely.
We're going to be focusing on the 6 basic emotions today.
If you have stayed in this video this far, you really deserve another custom podcast prompt. Here you go. Podcast hosts are talking about human emotions. What if you want to personalize this for someone and you want to give it to them as a gift? Imagine you want to give this to William. Here is the prompt you'll follow, and let's listen to the same podcast now.
Hey, William, we know things are tough right now, and you're probably feeling a whole bunch of different things all at once.
Yeah.
But that's totally normal. Everyone goes through it. It's just part of being human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly why we're here today, William. We're doing a deep dive into the world of emotions,
That's right, William.
and we're going to specifically be looking at these 6 basic emotions that are often depicted visually. We're not trying to diagnose anything here, William. We just want to kind of explore these feelings with you and see what we can learn about ourselves in the process.
Exactly. You know, William, it's really